Hi everyone, this is Crystal from Urban Yogis. Today I'm going to show you just a simple 15-minute sequence that you can do at home. Like many of you, I spend long hours in front of the computer, and this is something that I just like to do whenever I have some time. So we'll make a start in a comfortable seated position. And one of the areas that I like to stretch out is the hips. So we're going to square pose. So we're going to just place our right leg below, left leg on top, and try to get your left ankle on top of the right knee. Now it's okay if this doesn't go down completely. We're trying to form a square as much as possible. And then slowly walking your hands as much as you can. Walking forward, extending the spine. It's really feeling the stretch in the left hip and the left glute. And maybe just resting the forehead on the mat as well. It's a very deep stretch. So breathe into the area that you feel the most tension. Directing your breath towards the area. And just trying to relax in this posture. You can go a bit further if you want to try. Relaxing all the tension in the upper body as well. A few more breaths here. Slowly walk your hands back up. And switch legs. So left leg is below, right leg on top, right ankle on top of the left knee. Pressing the right knee down as much as possible, and same thing. Start to walk your hands slowly forward, extending the spine. Feeling the stretch in the right hip, the right glute. Then maybe placing your forehead on the mat if possible. And just stay. And very often we try to rush from one posture to the next posture. And sometimes all we need is just to stay and be with one posture. Again, relaxing the upper body here. Deep stretch. And continue to breathe. Last few breaths. And now slowly lift your forehead up and walk the hands back. Using your hands to help unwind yourself. Just doing a few rounds of windshield wipers. So just moving the hips from side to side. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Loosening up the hips and the thighs. Now we're going to come into a tabletop position. And over here, I just like to do whatever that my spine wants me to do. So you can shift your weight forward and back, can draw mini circles in any direction. So tap into what makes your body feels good. You can do a few rounds of cat-cow as well. Then here I like to turn my hands inward so that my fingers are facing my knees. And also just stretch out the wrists for a little bit. And I have actually injured my wrists before. So now I modify my yoga postures accordingly. And it doesn't matter if I can't go into the full posture. It's more important to make sure my wrist injury doesn't happen again. And that's what you need to do sometimes, just to listen to your body. Okay, so fingers back, forward. And then lift up the knees and push back to a down-facing dog. You can pedal out the legs, stretching out the hamstrings. You can bend the knees, stretching out the spine. Heels doesn't have to touch. They just have to be going in that direction. And I bring the right leg forward, right foot in between the palms, back knee down. I'm just going to come up. And I'm just going to stay. So again, there's no big movements here. So energetically think about pushing the left hip down and closer towards the mat. So you should feel a very good, strong stretch here. Very often when we are spending long hours sitting down, our hip flexors are compressed all the time. This is a good way to release. Definitely feeling it. Hands back down. Stepping back to plank and other side, so left foot in between the palms. Back knee down and come up. Gently rest your hands on the left knee. And again, think about turning the right hip flexor down towards the mat. Just stay and breathe. Last couple of breaths, trying to sink lower. Hands back onto the mat. Stepping back to your plank. Pushing back to downward dog. And walking the feet closer towards the hands. And slowly rolling up to your mountain pose. And then just to add some movement, we're going to do one round of sun salutation. So Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back to Chaturanga, or you can modify by putting your knees on the mat. Inhale, gliding forward up to your back bend. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Stay here for 5 breaths. Lengthening the exhalations. 3, 4, 5. Look slightly ahead, jump or step forward to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up to standing, hands up, and exhale, back to your mountain pose. Okay, so we just do triangle pose on each side. So take one big step back, with your left foot, align your left arch to the right heel. Left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat, arms up to shoulder height. Inhale, start to lengthen forward. Exhale, grabbing anywhere you can. Left arm up towards the sky. Try not to collapse the chest. Opening the chest and holding here for 5 breaths. Last breath. Exhale, slowly bring yourself back up. Turning the right foot in this time. Left foot is pointing to the back. Align left heel to your right arch. Inhale, so lengthen forward. Exhale, hands down. Right arm is up, opening the chest as if you're leaning back against a wall. Last 3 breaths. Exhale, coming up, stepping back to the top of our mat. Then we're going to come to sitting. We'll start to lie down, hugging the knees to the chest. I just need to give my spine a good massage here. Now opening the legs into Supta Baddha Konasana, the butterfly pose. Again, opening the hips. Continuing to breathe. Now using your hands, guiding your thighs and your legs back in. Now open your feet to mat width apart. And now the opposite, so let your knees spiral in, resting against each other. Left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. You can start to close down the eyes. And then feel the chest rise and the belly rise. The chest fall and the belly fall with each inhalation and exhalation. You can either choose to stay here for a longer rest. If not, start to release from the pose. Come out to one side. Push yourself back up. Come to a comfortable seated position. If your eyes are closed, you can open them now. And thank you everyone. Namaste.